Hello, Michigan fans, and welcome back to another edition of Wolverine Chat, where we chat about the Michigan Wolverines. My name is Tim Raymond. I am your host today, and we are going to be talking about Saturday night's Purdue Michigan game and how and why Ryan Walters, a first-year coach, would walk off the field and not have the class or dignity to shake Jim Harbaugh's hand. He's all week, and after the game, was blaming. Basically, these are not, he said, this is what he said. He said, these are not allegations, these are facts. Really? So you know something nobody else knows, right, Ryan? Well, why don't you tell the NCAA? Why don't you tell the Big Ten all these facts you know? Because you don't know squat, okay? Nobody knows. And just before this broadcast, the Big Ten decided they're not going to fight Michigan in court with President Ono because we will go to court and we will win. So they're putting it to the side. And let's face it, the Big Ten does not want to get rid of Michigan because we're going to win the championship. And if they get rid of Michigan, they're hurting themselves. They're hurting the Big Ten, so they're not going to do that. But back to the game. Final score, 42-13. We started out first 17 points. We scored our first two drives. I thought it was going to be a 72-6 game. But they that last touchdown, as they usually do, the defense or the opposing team scores in junk time. Every game except MSU did that happen. JJ, 22 for 37, 335 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns, but he played well. But yes, he did have some off passing. As I was watching it, me and my girlfriend even noticing his passing were short and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Well, the reason that is, it's not because of JJ. What was happening, he got sacked 3 times, but more than that, they were on him. We got to give Purdue some credit. These guys are scholarship players too, right? It's not just Michigan. So their two ends were just rushing. They were getting to JJ, and JJ was rushing. He got happy feet. His feet were not in the proper position. His right foot would be up as he's passing. His mechanics were not great. Having said that, he's still 24 for 37, 335 yards. And he played all 4 quarters. So I was glad to see that. He needed to do that because Penn State's coming up. He's going to have to play the whole game. We'll see about Maryland, and Ohio State's going to have to play the whole game. He spread around 4 different guys. Roman Wilson, 9 receptions for 143 yards. Great game. No touchdowns, but that's okay. Colston Loveland, 4 receptions, 55 receptions. Donovan Edwards continues to play well on the receiving end, 3 for 41. And who else do we have? Oh, Samai Morgan, 2 for 27, the young freshman, and a great jet sweep for a touchdown. What did he run? Oh, I didn't write it down, but I know he had probably 60 or 70 yards rushing because he had that jet sweep. It was great. Young freshman. I don't think he's going to be here for 4 years. He is too talented. He'll probably be gone in his senior year. Had a great time. Actually was texting my son, and he mentioned Samai Morgan. And literally a minute later, he was running for a touchdown. So that was beautiful. It was just like God knew what he was doing and set it down. So that was fun. Let's talk about something not so fun. What is going on with our rush game? Are we concerned? Are you all concerned, or is it just something that they're passing more? I don't know. My opinion is there is some issues with some of the blocking, the rush blocking. They're protecting JJ good, but let's face it, it's mechanics when you block. You have your hands down low, your eyes below them, okay? And you're going to win 8 out of 10 times when you do that. We are letting our guys get between us. We are letting our hands spread open. We're not keeping our eye level. We're not squatting low enough. We're going too high. We're going too low. We're being knocked off. The mechanics are just not there. Do I think it's going to continue to happen? No. I think you're going to see a Penn State game. It's going to be a totally different game. I expect a lot more rushing. I'll tell you this, but Penn State is going to be the best defense we played all year, including Ohio State. At least the best rushing defense. I'm not worried about Ryan Day and those punks down in Ohio State. They have nothing. I am not worried about them. I'm not saying I'm not concerned that we're going to blow them out. I mean, Ohio State could beat us, but they're not going to. If we play our game, we're safe. And I think the same with Penn State. I'm looking at maybe a 32, right around 32 to 14 game. 2.5 scores. I think we'll be okay. I think the run game's going to really pick up. And Donovan, he's starting to bust ones. He gets just out and he doesn't lift his feet up. He gets those shoestring tackles. He needs to jump those tackles like he did last year. He's going down way too easy. I love you. I love you, Donovan. You're my man. But you got to get that through. He's passing great and he'll be there. He's going to be okay. And no matter what happens, he's up there cheering for him. JJ's cheering for him. They're one team. These guys are like a brotherhood. I love it. I love it. And I get goosebumps when I see them, how they pray together. They're a team in every single way. See them in the end zone before the game on their knees, giving God glory. That's what I'm about right there. And you add that to a team that I've cheered for years and years, and that gives me goosebumps. So, what else can we say about this game? We talked about, 445 total yards for Michigan. 265 yards for Purdue, and a lot of them on that last drive. They were well below 200. It seems that happens a lot. 7 for 14. Listen to this. Michigan was 50% on its third down possession. 7 for 14. And they were 1 for 14. I'm talking about Purdue. 7%. So not very good. We did have a turnover, but it was on a punt, rather. It hit his knee. Guys got to watch those because those are turnovers, and that can turn a game against a Penn State or Ohio State. Playing a weak team like Purdue, it doesn't really matter. James Turner, 2 for 2 on his kicking. He's obviously no Moody. Jake Moody is just, he didn't miss one with San Francisco, but you know how he's been for the last couple of years with Michigan. We can't compare the James Turner to Moody. I mean, this is one of the best kickers of all time. Anything else? Corum, 15 for 41, 3 TDs. He gets within 5-6 yard line, he's in. If he doesn't get in, there's a push. They get in every time. But 41 yards. Donovan, 21 yards, 1 touchdown. I'll take that. But what is going on with that? We're going to need it at some point, is what I'm saying. I am confident that the guys in Michigan, our coaches, are going to get it together. They know what they're doing. But remember last year, I think it was the same time I was talking about, guys, don't worry, we can pass. We're just running now. Why would we not run when we can get 200 yards a game? Why would we pass? There's no need to. Okay, so what's going on this year? What did I say about 6 weeks ago or before the season? I said we're going to be a pass-heavy team. When they put Roman Wilson with the number 1, I said we're going to pass. I said 50-50, maybe 55-45, but it's like 60-40. When we can pass 335 yards, I'll say the same thing. Why would we run? Now, they had some runs, and they're setting up. It's not like they're not running at all, right? And we got to remember, a lot of those negative yards were on sacks. In college football, if you get sacked, that goes against your rushing yard. So we were over 100 yards, which is not great for Michigan, but let's face it, it's not like we're getting 40 yards or 30 yards, correct? So anyway, I'm sorry, you guys, you get your whiteout in Happy Valley, but you don't get your nighttime whiteout, which is good for Michigan because it is tough to play at Penn State on a whiteout in Happy Valley. I've never been there, but I was this close to going last year. I'd have gone by myself, and I just didn't feel like flying out there. I didn't want to drive, so I chose not to go. But or not last year, 2 years ago. Last year I was at Michigan, and I was at that game. Penn State, Drew Aller, the quarterback, he's okay. We got to watch him. He had a 25 for 34 last week, 240 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's impressive. No INTs. But this is a 9-3 team. If I were a Penn State fan, I'd be like, you can count on them being mediocre to good. But you fans at Penn State, I'm sure you're getting sick of James Franklin doing this. I think he's a nice guy, and I can like the guy, but he's not a good coach, or he's an okay coach. Who else? Oh, Kitron Allen, a running back, 14 for 91 last week. He had a pretty good game. We need to watch him because if he gets through that front edge and he can split the linebackers, he could be gone. He's fast, 6.5. So our defense, we're going to have to bring it up a little bit, but I also worry about Drew Eller hitting down the middle. Some of those fly patterns could be tough. So Wilson and the Michigan guys, and we're going to have to watch our backs. Probably watch that, especially what's his name? I do this all the time. I forget names. Mikey Sanistro at that nickelback. I think he's got to play back a little bit because we don't want the ball going over his head and running for 7. So Micah will be ready and he'll be okay. Will Johnson at the corner, I'm not worried about him. We just don't want to pay too close to the line and let them beat us because they're fast enough they could. Okay, we play back, keep the ball in front of you, and we're going to be okay. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to talk about. We will have a special edition probably Friday, depending when I can record it and get it uploaded. I don't want it Saturday. It's after the game, of course. So Thursday or Friday, we'll have it just Penn State. That's all we're going to talk about. We'll talk about Michigan's rankings in the national, where they are defense, where they are offense, where Penn State is defense, where Penn State is offense. We'll go over the whole thing. And we'll do the same thing with Ohio State. But we'll also just do one of these as far as the game after we beat Penn State. And then we'll have our regular one. We're going to try to get these things out Monday or Tuesday. Today, I should have done it earlier today, but I had some problems uploading it. So it'll be out tomorrow. It'll be up tonight, right? Yeah, it'll be up tonight. So you can check it out then. And that's it. So guys, I love you. Please help me get this thing going. It's like I say every week, this is just my absolute dream. God has just put me this, and I just feel that this is something I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And I would love to do it. I got a few health issues, and this would be just a perfect way to retire and go into a total dream job. So pray for me and pray for this program. Shout out to Anthony Goodrich. Guy, I can always count on you, Anthony, commenting, making comments, liking. You're the man, and I appreciate it. It really means a lot. So, guys, take care. Go on YouTube, like and subscribe. As I always tell you, go out and do something nice for somebody. Just do something nice. Find somebody who needs their leaves raked or whatever, and do that. God bless you guys. Take care. I love you, and take care. Go Blue.